Big Boy's Neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen, my neighbor, partner of mine, Gabriel Iglesias is in the hood. Gabriel, what's going on, brother?
Gabriel Iglesias.
What's going on? Welcome back to the neighborhood, Fluffy.
Thank you so much for having me back. I noticed as soon as I walked in, you got like weights on the floor. I'm like, man, this fool's gonna make me work out. Right
No, not at all, brother.
I'm off my game. This is how.
No, you read right through them weights in the neighborhood, man. Now, like Jason, our producer, Jason didn't get on the weights. Louis did like a month last year.
Good month, yeah.
Yeah, but they're pretty much what you said for like opening up the door, letting it air out. You know what I'm saying? So you're right. Sometimes we'll when we have meetings, somebody will sit down on one, hold it up the other way. You know what I'm saying? 2018 is here.
When the AC turns on, you got a paperweight.
Yeah, just so nothing blow away. You know what I'm saying? Now 2018 is here. Are you a resolutions guy?
I gave up on resolutions so many years ago. I just want to be happy now.
Are you happy?
I'm happy. It's
you
a
right.
New year. It's just that's the resolution. Let me just be happy.
Yeah, man. My thing is when I woke up on 2018, I was like, oh, I'm here. All right. All right. Well, as long as I'm here, let's go ahead and get to work.
There's something morbid about that because like on the 31, you're kind of like, man, there's something in there that says like, hey, what if?
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. You start thinking totally different now. Like, are the kids straight? Everybody good? Okay, check it out.
I used to always want to go out to a club or something to be partying, but now I'm like, I'm over 40. I'm like, nah, I better stay home. I gotta make sure I see.
Yeah, hell yeah. 42. People be dying on nights like that.
I'm watching TV.
Yeah, to bring it in the new year with Ryan Seacrest. You know what I'm saying? Like, is anybody else watching Mariah right now? Am I the only one? But you've been having hell of a years though, Gabrielle.
Year 21.
Wow. Congratulations.
Man, where do you continue to find the funny or keep that drive going?
I think things keep happening to me.
Yeah.
And I also know that this can all go away with one bad tweet.
Right? Yeah. Oh my God, man.
So you got to enjoy it. You got to just keep staying as into it as you can.
Gabrielle, is it different now knowing that like we think, we can say whatever we want, but we're really sensitive beings right now. Do you have to get on stage sometimes wondering, even when you're writing material, like, oh, this could be offensive?
Well, for the most part, everything that I say for the first time on stage. So I don't have like an actual sit down writing. Like I don't write nothing out.
Oh man,
I can't do it. I've never been able to do that. I do the shows. I throw stuff out there. If it hits,
you grab it.
I'll grab it and use it again. If it doesn't work, then I just don't say it again.
How do you keep yourself from getting in troubles like that?
That's a good one.
But you always been conscious to your material anyway.
Yeah,
though.
but I mean, I try not to take it there. I try not to go into places where like, it can get a little weird.
Have you gotten a little more political in your stand-up since Trump been in, or you kind of just say people don't want to hear that?
People don't want to hear that. People don't want to hear that. You start talking politics, you divide crowds. You start talking about religion, you divide crowds.
Yes,
you
sir.
talk about sports, you divide crowds.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And then plus, like we hear everybody kind of on the same accord here, but you'll go to other places around the country and you say something slick. They're like, hold on, wait a minute, God damn it, I liked you until you said that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I've been there.
Yeah, like because the world is your audience, bro. And how's it going internationally for you right now?
You know what's funny? Internationally,
internationally,
you can actually get as political as you want. They want to hear you make fun and talk about certain things, and it's like,
Does it get harder now for material? Do you have the no record policies at your shows?
There's some comics that have straight up no record, and I'll ask the crowd, hey, can you guys, please just no cameras, no recording. You can't control it. You cannot control it, but unless you straight up take the phones and put them in little bags.
Yeah.
But even those little bags, you can cut them open because my buddy and I, we went to go watch Guardians of the Galaxy here in Hollywood, like 2 weeks early, and they made us put our phones in the bags.
And they give you the bag?
When you leave, you gotta scan it, and the little magnet comes off, and then you can pull your phone out. But
don't tell me you guys figured a way to open those.
I did it with a toothpick.
No way.
Yeah, well, I didn't pick it. I slit the bottom of it and I just pulled the phone out.
Okay.
What?
Yeah,
see, thank you. Each one teach one.
Yeah.
There you go. Life hack.
Ghetto ass Gabriel Iglesias in the neighborhood.
I needed my phone.
Yeah. One show fits all world tour. World tour.
I know that's a lot of times entertainers will say world tour, but they just I made it to Crenshaw.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna be in Arizona, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All the way.
Yeah, in April.
Scottsdale, not just Phoenix.
Yeah, we
made it.
We locking that down, man. But when you say world tour, you're talking world tour.
World tour.
How long are you gonna be out on this tour? Like
this one will probably take 2 years.
Whoa.
Probably take 2 years.
Whoa.
And then we're planning. I'm planning on doing a new special in Australia.
Oh, I heard that. Damn, it's crazy. I love just seeing how you continue to work, bro. You know what I'm saying? And for whatever audience, if it's you're going to go work out in a smaller audience, now the size of the venues that you're popping into, but you always stay consistent on doing your shows. And you know how some cats say, "Man, I'm going to retire." Do you think you could ever put the mic down?
No,
Right.
I love this way too much. I'll do this till I drop.
Man.
I shouldn't say it like that.
Yeah. And then we
have the final recording of Fluffy here on Big Boy where he said, and then
man.
there's a soundbite that keeps playing on TMZ.
Like, look at this, and then we're so scandalous, and we want the ratings. We would be the one who put it out. Like, he said it with us. I can't believe it.
The final interview.
But what about as far as the movies and everything now as well, man? Like, and even the voiceover work. My wife is always telling me, like, baby, you need to do voiceover work. I'm like, baby, nobody's calling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't turned down anything. No one's called. And you've landed some great ones.
Oh, this past year was really, really good.
What was the past year?
Let's see. I started off the year with as far as voiceovers go.
Yeah.
Well, Narcos was fun. That was the greatest cameo ever.
That was
I got so
Give
much
me the
mileage out of
VOs first.
that. Let's see. I started off the year doing Smurfs, Smurfs movie. Then a movie called The Nut Job. I know that sounds like an adult film, but it was
Right. Go ahead
it's
now.
a kid movie.
It's a kid movie.
Let's see. I did Ferdinand. I did Coco. I did The Star. And there's one more in there that I.
Those are, and that's just 17. Like, those are great movies, bro. And then also the film and television work as well. Like
I love voiceover work, and it's one of those that a long time ago I was up for a really big part. And I turned it down because I had some road work that was going to pay through the roof. And then the movie was only like promising me, a percentage. But they didn't have real funding yet. So I was looking at $800 basically. But they're like, no, there'll be back end.
Yeah, you're like, how much back end can I get on it?
And so I turned down the film and I went to go work in El Paso to go do some shows. Well, the movie that I turned down was Happy Feet.
No,
I love Happy
It was Happy Feet, and it was one of the main.
You
parts.
dumb
bitch! I was not happy, big. And then there was a sequel.
But that's when you got. Oh man,
there was so much.
But Gabriel, that's when you got to.
I was going to be one of the penguins,
but with Robin Williams, like part of his. Oh,
yes.
Oh my God.
That's when you got to start. You got to start.
Robin wasn't even attached to the film.
Oh,
you got to start hating from the sidelines on that though.
Before they had the funding, before they had major stars attached.
Had you met Robin Williams before that, or was this would have been your chance?
This would have been my chance.
Damn.
I met him later on, years later, but this was one of those like,
damn, it's crazy how people remember some of those, like that one, like, the one that got away. So I would have been hating though. I would have been like, man, I would have been like, hey, this movie sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's gonna go see this?
Yeah.
But after that, I basically, anytime I got the offer to do any voiceover work, I never said no. I just yes.
Hell yeah.
I'll take it. But like, what's only a small part? It's a little cameo. I'll do it. I'll take it.
Yeah, and you take it and make it your own too, though, bro.
But the problem is that you gotta ask questions. It was one of those where I just kept saying yes so much where I didn't really stop to think about the film, and so consequently, I get this offer to do a movie called The Star. And, so my manager and agent, everybody's like, hey, well, you're getting this offer. This movie's called The Star, and they sent me the script. I didn't even look at it. I figured I'll just walk in, I'll do the part, no big deal. I go to the studio to do the recording, and they pull me aside, and they're like, Gabriel, do you know what this film is about? And I said, well, it's about a star. And they're like, well, it's a religious piece. Do you have any problems doing a film that's, it's a religious movie. It's the story of baby Jesus. And I'm like, I go, no, I got no problem at all doing this movie. That's cool.
You're like, I'm here. I didn't read the script, so I guess I got to.
And again, I still didn't ask enough questions. So what happens is that I wind up playing a dog who's trying to eat baby Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
That's
You Jesus murderer.
Jesus eater. And so it's two dogs that are it's the story of baby Jesus told through the animals.
Oh.
It's really, really cute. Yeah. But so I'm one of two dogs that's trying to constantly eat baby Jesus. So the other character,
and that's Rufus.
Yeah, basically.
His name is Rufus?
It's I don't even remember the character's name, but it's two dogs. The other dog was played by Ving Rhames.
Oh, man.
And so, yeah.
You know we're going to go ahead and eat this dog, right? Jesus. Yeah. Like, man. Is the dog named Rufus?
Yeah,
it is Rufus, huh? That show you how attached he is to it. Like, I don't even remember the name.
That movie
had what Mariah Carey, Oprah.
Yeah.
It had
Had
a
a
lot.
lot.
Tyler Perry.
I think Kelly Clarkson too.
A lot
Yes.
of people were attached.
Had everybody but us. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I would have played the third dog. Good Lord have mercy.
You said earlier that you love stand-up. You want to do this, your whole life. You're not ever thinking about retiring. Do you still love it so much that you'll watch other stand-ups? And I'm not talking about like at the comedy show. I'm talking about like specials on TV.
Let's see. The last special that I saw was Chappelle's.
Mm-hmm.
I love. Well, shoot. I think he released like 4 specials in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was like on that continue autoplay. Like, oh, you got another
It
one.
was.
It's. I enjoyed it.
Did you enjoy seeing like Chappelle back in that sense?
I think everybody did.
Yeah.
We missed him. My favorite lines that he said is that he's talking about how people were booing him at a show, and he says, I'm like Evil Knievel, man. You pay for the attempt. There's no guarantee that these jokes are all going to hit. And I'm just like,
Hey, man, do you ever get one to yourself nowadays where you're like, oh, that didn't go over too well?
Oh, all the time. All the time. The way that I get around it is I make fun of the fact that
It didn't.
a joke didn't land, and that gets a laugh. So I always have that cushion where it's like, well, yeah, I tried,
So when you go on this,
Or I'll pull my phone out and I'll go, well, let me see. Hold on a second. Do not do that joke tomorrow.
delete that. So when one show fits all, when you say that you're going to be out for a long time, because usually comedians and it's like a Thursday to Sunday kind of thing. Will you still could like keep that schedule to be able to come home and still be family man, or?
I go out on the weekends, but I'm always home Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it's like, out when the weekends doing the shows. So I always fly back and forth, and there's a tour
Do
bus.
you use your mileage?
Oh, yeah, I got good mileage.
Yeah, hell yeah, you do.
I have a bus that's out on the road, and so basically the bus is constantly moving, going city to city, and we just meet up with the bus.
I
So
heard
we fly
that.
back home, home a few days, and then on the road.
And has that started for you already?
Yes.
Good Lord
Yes,
have
yes,
mercy,
yes.
man. So when will we
The
see
bus
you
picks
again?
us up tomorrow.
Oh, okay, all righty. From where though?
Staples Center?
So anybody that's listening, go on to the Staples Center and just wait.
All right, so for some, I think we're at LA Live downtown, and I think I was there for like a basketball game or something. But we're trying to find parking, and we ended up parking somewhere. And next to it, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, dude, does that say Gabriel Iglesias like next to it? And this dude has his own parking lot. At the parking spot.
He has a parking lot?
A space. 'Cause if I got a lot, I'm making some bank.
Hell yeah. Kobe, you can't park here.
So I'm like, okay, Gabriel has this spot. I'm like, dude, who else has a spot here? Nobody else has a spot there other than Gabriel Iglesias.
How did that happen?
How does that happen, bro?
And not that we
like-
won it, but how did that happen?
Like a ghetto walk of fame, right?
Hell yeah. Ghetto Walk of Fame.
That's like prime parking spot.
That's like way
private
better.
parking spot.
You had something on somebody, huh?
Yeah.
You walked in on something you shouldn't have seen. Like, hey, man. Hey.
Too good to be true.
Yeah. Like, I see this. I won't tell your wife I need that parking.
I had done a rant on stage, and I imagine this is where it came from. I had done a
Hilarious.
rant on stage at the Microsoft Theater a few years back, and I was talking about how I was upset with my girlfriend about her taking my parking spot at the house, because it's like at the house there's 4 parking spaces. She has 3 cars, and I have 1 car there at the house. And so it's like she'd always let her friends park in that parking spot. And I'm like, when I come home, can I please have my parking
Yes.
spot? She's like, well, what's the big deal? You could just park behind the cars. And I'm like, the point is, it's a respect thing. And she did not get it, that it was just, can I just have my parking spot?
Exactly.
A parking space is so huge.
Yeah.
And if you got 3 cars and you're taking up, 3 out of the 4, give me my 1. But there was always somebody parked in that spot. And so
They heard that?
and they said, well, Gabriel, we want to give you your own spot here.
Damn.
So crazy.
And it was a hook for me, because it's like, how can I not want to come back to perform here?
Oh,
downtown?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, hell yeah. We want to make sure you don't go over to the other side of town.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
So yeah, and every year it's basically I perform there to renew my parking spot.
I hear that, yeah.
Because they made it clear that
Have you ever went there?
to kind of?
You ever went there and somebody was parked in your spot?
Every time I go there, somebody's parked in my spot. Nobody thinks I'll actually show up.
Yeah, isn't that the worst?
The best part is, I don't know. And this is gonna sound messed up, but there's a certain
Say
level
it.
of satisfaction in having someone towed.
God.
Like I
So
never
messed
felt
up,
so white in my life.
Hey,
It was
bro.
awesome. I was like, this is ridiculous. Have somebody pull this car.
Hey, bro, let me tell you. Now, we do a morning show, all right? I have my own parking here at the building. So I come back one day and someone is in my parking space. Now, it doesn't matter if I come back at 5, 7. It's my space.
It's your space. It should
So
always be empty.
I pull up, and of course, there's empty spaces. But no, this is my space. You know what I'm saying? I've lost a lot of things in my life. This is mine. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I don't have baby pictures. We had break-ins, you know. So I've lost a lot. I've been homeless. So let me have this.
I've
So
earned this.
It's
I could have
such
parked
a
next to
huge
it.
deal.
And I went to security. I was like, hey, whose car is this? They were like, I'm like, okay. So I checked to see if it was anybody that we knew
you did.
here.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And they was like, well, what you want to do? I was like, well, excuse me. What do you think I want to do? I want the vehicle towed at the owner's expense. You know what I'm saying? And they towed it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, let it go. He shouldn't be here.
Yeah, it's a huge deal to have, and a lot of people would say, "Well, just let it go." There's other parking spots. That's not the point.
Right.
And so
Like-
I'm glad you
Yeah,
did it.
dude, that's
That is
mine.
crazy.
Yeah, it's
You know
not-
what I'm saying? Like there's I pass by a lot of homes. I want to go to my house. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's my
Exactly,
house,
yeah.
I'm going to my house. That's
mine.
mine.
Do you ever tell
Yeah.
friends or homies who like are down there and just like, hey, just park in my spot?
If somebody texts
Yeah.
me and says, "Hey, can I park in?" Yeah, go for it. Send
But
me a
for,
picture.
for LA, listen.
Yeah.
He
Right.
tows cars.
Do not
All
park
right,
in
so don't think
Gabriel's
like,
spot.
oh, he in Texas. Like, no,
nice.
somebody else is looking too. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? Like, don't park in
Yeah.
G's spot.
and let me tell you how they do it too. It's really, really cool. It's really fast. They got these things that look like it's like two skateboards welded together.
Oh, I've seen those.
And they basically put it underneath a tire, and there's a little foot pedal, and they
Just jack you up.
They jack it up, and they just literally push the car.
No.
And so I gotta imagine it's kind of funny if somebody parks in the spot and then they move it.
So do they push it on the truck, or they push it to another spot?
They'll push it to another spot.
Oh, see,
if
that's
there's spots
nice.
available.
That's nice.
But if it's one of those things where
That's hilarious.
Yeah, well, see, they didn't have the thing here. They just, you know what I'm saying? Pretty
they
much.
call Manny from AAA.
Yeah. And Big boy again. Like, and I was in such a rant. I was like, man, just get it out the building.
You had a cameo in Narcos season 3. Was that role a little bit more difficult for you to play since it was a lot more serious?
It was awesome to play. I did a deal with Netflix, and they're like, again, they were being very, very accommodating, and they're like, we want you to be part of the Netflix family, and blah. Well, I go, well, if that's the case, I've always wanted to, to be on an episode of Narcos. They're like, you want to act on the show? I go, I just want a cameo. I want to get, I want to be on there and get killed by Escobar.
Oh
Hey.
my
That
god.
was my thing. I said, I
Dope.
just want to get killed by Escobar. That'd be the coolest thing. And so I had planted that seed season 1, and then season
Wow.
2, nothing happened. And then finally I
Season
had that
3.
opportunity. And the directors, and no one knew who I was because they didn't follow, they're straight up Colombians.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to do that cameo in New York. And they still, a couple people knew who I was, but it was for the most part like, who's this guy,
Who's he?
And when the trailer dropped for Narcos season 3, the opening scene, I'm in it, and basically
So
it was my whole
awesome.
scene because they're like the camera, was like
You
15
got pretty
seconds.
fast.
My cameo was like 15 seconds, and
Yeah.
it's me coming in with a gun, and I'm giving dirty looks.
Yes.
We're doing a countdown, and then I get lit up. And it's like, oh my God,
Right.
Fluffy's in this. And so it started trending.
That's when they seen it, huh?
It
They was
started
like,
trending. And next thing you know, Netflix called me in to do like a funeral for this character
my
that
God.
didn't even have a name. He was in it so short. So I
It
was
was so
listed
short.
as Dominican Gangster number 2.
I love it. I love it. Was Dominican Gangster #1 trending? No.
Yeah, no.
I don't
Number 1
think
didn't
so.
do it.
But that's dope. You could talk yourself into a part 2, though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
no.
saying? Like,
Would
come
you
on.
consider doing more parts like
Oh,
that?
absolutely. And then, of course, some people gave me a hard time. They're like, really? You're going to play a drug dealer? I go, stop it.
do whatever I want.
like,
You know
excuse
what?
me, it's called acting.
Yeah.
It's based on something that actually went down, and here's an opportunity for me to play something that's a little bit out of the
Yeah.
norm for me. And so some people were cool about it. Some were like, I can't take it serious. I want to laugh. Well, yeah,
laugh then.
Haters are
go
gonna
ahead.
Yeah. Do you
What's
look
wrong?
at your social media? Do you get a lot of comments, or are you a social media guy?
Oh, yeah, I'm on it all the time. And it's me that runs it. You could tell by the bad spelling.
Go ahead now. You know what I'm saying?
Wilson High School, class of 94.
Hey.
Right? Yeah, you know. WILSEN Wilson. You know? So that's you? running your own
that's
thing,
me
man.
running my own thing. You could tell because I tweet at all random hours. You know, I'm 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm sending a bunch of messages.
Yeah.
And people on the other side of the world appreciate it.
Yeah.
When I tweet normal time here, over there, it's
like we're
this
up.
guy's always up at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
It's like,
To them.
This dude is working.
yeah.
Now, do you get haters or comments in your thing where you're like, damn?
Everyone has people that aren't the greatest supporters. I guess I'd put it that way. But you know, what are you gonna do? For every one hater, there's 100, people that have your back. And usually, what I'll do is I'll talk to the haters. I'll retweet or I'll leave a comment and I'll say, "Well, I'm sorry you feel that way," and then my fans will attack.
Oh
me.
yeah. You know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Play the nice card.
yeah,
Street justice.
yeah. Like, well, okay. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. You know exactly what you're doing when it comes to that.
So there's haters, and then there's people that just do like. There's a guy who keeps
Trolling?
hashtagging me.
Oh God.
But like you click on the hashtag and he sells T-shirts. He makes his own T-shirts and he'll put my face on the T-shirts.
Wait,
What?
put your face on his
On
T-shirt?
his T-shirts and stuff. And so he's like, yeah, you can buy a fluffy T-shirt.
Oh wow.
2018.
The nerve.
Right, I heard that.
And I'm like, wait a minute.
That's me.
like, man.
But I'm like, the
Then you-
balls for him to actually hashtag.
Yeah.
and
I love that though.
I'm like, okay.
I love when you go to his page and it says sold out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
dude,
right?
this dude is selling all the T-shirts.
One of 1,000.
Gabriel, last year you stopped your tour for it
Yes.
was that was health situation or
It was and it's funny because you brought that up about not wanting to retire and quit. Man, everything just hit. It was 20 years. It was a combination of excess of everything, excess of too much work, and just too much. How can I put this without making myself sound messed up? I just, I didn't handle my business the way I should have been handling it. And a combination of that and then it taking its toll at home. So between the two of them coming together, plus, my health was just, I'm not saying I'm the healthiest guy in the world now, but at least I'm in a good mental place where I see everything that's going on around me and I can adjust and do what I need to do. But January, February of last year, man, it was bad.
really?
And everything hit at the same time. Next thing you know, I'm sitting there at the house and I'm like, what happened? What happened? Because I canceled basically 3 months of
And you've
touring.
never done
Never
that.
canceled. When a tour anyway.
3
Yeah.
months is a lot. 'Cause
And-
you're talking like back-to-back shows. Too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And come to find out that, because you see like when Kanye had his moment at Staples and
Right.
he basically walked away. They have insurance whenever artists
Yeah.
Do that.
cancel and stuff like that. There's insurance for that. I found out that I'm considered to be uninsurable
Really?
because I'm diabetic. It's just like when you go get healthcare and stuff like that.
Right.
So they couldn't insure me. So what wound up happening is that there was still a hefty bill, a couple mil that was outstanding, and I could not walk away, and I had to come back before I was actually ready to start performing
Wow.
again because I didn't want to leave that bill on the table. So I had to basically work off my debt.
Damn.
Yeah. So it was bad. It was bad. And it's one thing when you're doing something that's your passion and you love doing it. It's not a problem when someone forces you.
Yeah.
And not saying that they forced me, but I didn't want to leave people hanging.
Yeah, and then you have to be everything for everybody too, because people go see Gabriel Iglesias to get away from their problems.
Yeah.
And here you are walking on stage with a mother load of problems.
Oh.
You know,
it was bad. I was coming off the stage and I was just not feeling right. There was one show in Dallas where I just collapsed, and I'm just on the ground. I'm just like, man, what's going on?
damn.
And
Scary, man.
yeah, no.
So this is
you can get when
is
this machine starts moving, man.
Wow.
If you don't watch it carefully, it'll get a hold of you.
and this is health, mental stress,
Everything.
problems, business. Like it's just
All of it together.
everything on your back.
And I went back and I watched a thing where Chappelle was talking about, what's it worth? Is it worth your sanity? And I found myself in that position where I'm like, you know what? I really need to back up.
Did you question? Did you still want to do this at some point?
You know what? At that moment, I just wanted to get away from everything. The personal life, the business life, everything was just hitting, and it was just like, ugh. I just wanted to get away.
And you know what's crazy about that, G, is
I
that
didn't perform for almost 3 months.
and your schedule though. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't put the world just on hold. You know what I'm saying? Like there's times when you did have to like, okay, damn, no insurance, no this. I gotta show up. I gotta go do it now. And the thing about being Gabriel Iglesias is that you're not part of an ensemble. It's either you show up or there's nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Bobby Brown didn't show up to a New Edition show. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you don't show up,
cover it.
if you don't show up, it's like it's not happening. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of people, when you get up in the morning, a lot of people depend on you getting up.
And a lot of people were supportive, and of course, there's always people that are like, you know what, you ruined my plans. This was a big deal for me, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, and I get it, I totally get it, but it's one of those where you're either gonna get a show where I'm just phoning it in,
right? Yeah.
You don't want that. You want to get the best version of me.
So, how's your diabetes now?
Oh man, it's it's actually under control. I know I'm freaking, I gained 20 pounds last month, but
that December going into the new year kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. But I'm always checking. I'm always checking the blood, and I'm always, I'm very up, a couple times a day.
How's your health overall?
It could be better.
Yeah.
It could be better.
Yeah, could be worse.
It
You know
could
what
be
I'm
worse.
saying? Yeah. So are you doing anything consciously to look at it?
Right now, big no, and I should.
Right.
I should. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm all over it. I'm at the doctors and
Yeah.
I got membership signed up.
Big, you see me over there.
You saw me. You
Yeah.
came in here playing with your weights.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I got
Just
some of
moved
these.
him a little bit.
So
I know I need to. Well, I've addressed it, but I just need to do something about it sooner than later.
yeah, my excuse right now, I have a bad knee. So that's been my thing why I haven't been at the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mine's I got a non-fit expo coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, the non-fit expo is coming up. Yeah.
The food expo.
Yeah, and we are bringing back the Olympics 2018 for those out there as well.
Olympics.
The Olympics is coming back this year.
making a comeback.
Celebration. But I gotta find this, man. They're saying now you are a Carolina Panthers fan.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. And when Diddy announced that, hey, I want to buy the team, you weren't on board with Diddy buying the team.
Can I just say that the fact that we're even having this conversation where Diddy and me are in the same sentence, I'm like, for me, it floors me because I'm like, wow.
And you did beat him out for the Rolling Cocoa also.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we're gonna keep it real, you guys' names have danced around.
For me, I find it to be actually kind of cool that my opinion matters in this situation. That people called me and they asked. The only reason why I didn't like the idea of Diddy taking on the team was because of what he said. It was like, well, I want to I'm gonna hire Colin Kaepernick, and I'm gonna have great halftime shows, and that was basically the gist. That was the gist of it,
Right.
And as a fan, I'm like, well, we already have an amazing quarterback. He's probably one of the best in the league, and it's one of those, should we focus on entertaining the fans? And if that's the case, should we get into wrestling, or do you want to play football? What's going to be best? If you want to make statements, I think he needs to be a lot clear about what it is that he wanted to do. And I just wasn't like, what's going to be best for the team? What's going to be best for football? That was my thing.
Oh, okay. You cleared that up very well because I didn't know what the hell it was. You know what I'm saying? And it was just such not even it was an uproar. Everybody had kind of an opinion on it. That's why when I did see okay, well, he is a fan, and he did say, but I think you explained it well enough. And not that I'm the pass or fail.
If you're gonna do it for the right reasons. Yeah. What's best for the game?
Well, I thought that one of his reasons was also because he wanted black owners in the NFL. When he announced that's what he wanted to see. He wanted to see more black owners, especially with everything going down with Colin Kaepernick and everybody kneeling or not kneeling. So he felt like having a black owner would change the dynamic of this entire situation.
He's an incredible business person, and anything that he touches has pretty much been gold. But again, is this going to be something that is going to benefit everyone else? Because it's not just him.
Right.
Now, if he's getting into this, that affects so many people. Yep. It's not buying Ciroc. It's not clothing. Right. People can choose to get into it or not, but there's so many people that are affected by it. So you want to make sure that you take everybody into consideration.
Gabriel, what else you got coming up, bro?
Can I just say that since I walked in this room, there's been a dish with like 14 cookies on it.
Yeah. It's Daniel's birthday today.
Yeah.
It's her birthday.
It's his birthday.
Cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just like, and it's crazy. I'm stuck in the middle. Like there's I can.
Yeah. And you better have said yes, I can.
Yes, I
can. Know what I'm
saying? There's cookies in one corner, and then there's a set of weights in the other, and I'm in the middle, and it's like, okay, what's gonna happen here?
Well, you got to know how to balance yourself out. You can't lift weights unless you have a little fuel in your system.
Bite the cookie.
That's what we call fuel. Yeah, that's what we call fuel right there. You know what I'm saying?
Energy bars. That's what they are. They're not really cookies.
Hey, dude, he done stopped the interview. He looked over there and said, Fluff,
Everything was going really good.
Fluff, do you cook?
No, I don't.
Nah.
I mean, I got a kitchen, and I'm sure stuff happens there.
Right, but you don't cook.
I hear things.
What do you have the big man vice, like the one thing that you say, man, I enjoy this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard for me to give this up.
Jack in the Box, 2:00 in the morning, sourdough Jack, extra cheese, no tomato, curly fries, and a medium Diet Coke. I would say large, but
Yeah.
Sourdough Jacks are
It's a new
amazing.
year.
Sourdough Jacks are crack. I call them sourdough crack.
Yeah, and it's a new year.
God.
You know what I'm saying? You got to start somewhere.
Jalapeno poppers.
What about you, Louis? Is there one thing that you say, man, I
Pizza,
can't?
bro.
Pizza.
You do
I
love
day.
pizza.
In and out.
In and out.
Macaroni and cheese.
Macaroni and cheese.
Oh, I can't turn it
Mine is a dish like fried chicken, red beans and rice, and
That
cornbread.
sounds so damn good.
Oh my gosh.
It's a whole
Well,
meal.
let's wrap this up. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go get it all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So loaded
I'm
now.
still big in my mind. You know?
Yeah, I walked in and I noticed I saw your where's it at your big boy logo, and I noticed for the first time you've
I had to slim the logo
you
down.
brought the logo to it.
Yeah, because at first my logo was real big. I was bigger than the buildings.
Yeah.
And then when I lost the weight, I was like, okay, I gotta slim up on the
gotta bring
logo
it
as well.
up.
Yeah, so we slimmed down on the logo a little bit too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Like it.
now I'm glad I'm hiding behind those buildings because now my knee is so jacked up I'll be leaning a little bit. You know?
It would be greater later.
Yeah, be leaning on
He's
the
in one of the
building.
buildings.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like, my knee is all twisted. My leg look like, where you going? You know what I'm saying? Like, Big Boy's neighborhood, Gabriel Iglesias, man. Definitely want to thank you for coming into the neighborhood and hanging out with.
Gracias,
Any more
Big Boy.
film this year?
This year, what's happening this year? There's something coming out this year.
Yeah, exactly.
He's gonna
I
play a
can't think.
cat that tries to kill
Yeah,
Barack Obama.
yeah.
Oh,
I don't know what this is.
I'm gonna be on an episode of Modern Family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead
So
now.
I'll be taping
What
that
a
in a couple weeks. I've been waiting for this one. 'cause,
Oh, I love that show.
Go ahead now. Continue to work, man, and continue to stay the same person that you are, brother. You've been A1 since day one. That's our guy, man. That's Fluffy right there, man.
Fluffy.
Gabriel Iglesias in the neighborhood, Big Boy's
Big
neighborhood.
Give me a quick-